part of what I can bring to the ministry is how do we ensure that youth is at the center of growth.
To support this, the government has budgeted $12.4 billion to fuel the growth-inducing projects and programs of the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Of that figure, $192.3 million will go towards the state's Global Services Skills Project. It's aimed at providing growth sectors with higher skilled workers, attracting foreign direct investments and increasing exports. We'll have more updates on the government's plans for the upcoming 2019-2020 fiscal year. So please continue to watch Jamaica Magazine every day round about this time on this station. Our program continues with a word of advice and then the news.
Do you have a loved one, friend or client who passed away since 1998? The Electoral Office of Jamaica needs your help to update the voters list with information for these persons, government agencies, churches, insurance companies, hospitals and funeral homes, and you the public. We want you to provide us with the records to confirm the status of these persons. Call the EOJ at 888-991-VOTE or visit the nearest EOJ office. For more information, visit our website at ecj.com.jm.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, February 25. Residents of St. James and surrounding parishes are to at last have their own multipurpose park. Ground was officially broken for the $1.2 billion recreation facility at Closed Harbour Bay Beach in Montego Bay on Friday. Construction is to start in April on the 16-acre property, which is to feature amenities such as a jogging trail, adjustments to the beach park sidewalks, and perimeter fencing. Rehabilitation will also be done to the groins to protect the shoreline from erosion. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says developing the Closed Harbour Bay Beach is part of the response to climate change impact in the area.
So yes, the project will contribute to the public space and the beautification, but it will also significantly improve our resilience, certainly in terms of any weather shocks that may occur due to climate change. So an important part of this project, the repair of the groins, is in keeping with our thrust of building resilient infrastructure.
The project is financed through the TEF and Consolidated Fund and is being managed by the Urban Development Corporation. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ has outlined a list of measures to stimulate financial institutions lending to businesses and households. Governor of the bank, Brian Winter, says a decision was taken to lower policy interest rate by 25 points to 1.5%. This is to encourage more favorable lending rates and terms and reflects the bank's forecast of inflation remaining below target rate of 4 to 6% at various times over the next 8 quarters.
The decision to lower the policy rate to 1.5% is therefore aimed squarely at stimulating this pickup in the pace of expansion in private sector credit. It is not aimed at influencing the exchange rate.
He also announced that over the course of the year, the central bank would be reducing the cash reserves that deposit-taking institutions are required to hold against their prescribed liabilities.
Effective the 1st of March, the cash reserve requirement will be reduced by 3 percentage points to 9%, releasing $16.8 billion to deposit-taking institutions.
The BOJ governor says this will improve the ability of the banks to provide more credit to households and businesses at lower rates and on better terms. Mr. Winter made the announcements at last Thursday's quarterly press briefing. Government will be increasing its support to privately run early childhood institutions in the 2019-2020 fiscal year. Education Minister Senator Roel Reid says $346 million has been allocated to cover the provision of stipend, nutritional support, school materials, and training. $43 million is also set aside for these private institutions to cover fees to renew their food handlers' permits and police records.
I have allocated $43 million so that ECC will have control of that money to ensure that all the practitioners, when they are ready for the renewal of these permits, it will be funded by the Early Child Commission. On condition They are from those registered institutions, and I'm going to put a little caveat on it that, try to make sure they have at least a 2-year contract. I don't want that we give them a waiver and they really are very temporary.
The Education Minister was addressing the recent official reopening of the Liberty Hill Infant School in St. Anne. The institution, which was destroyed by fire in 2014, was rebuilt through $22.2 million in financing from the Chase Fund. It is among the schools that will benefit from the provision for nutritional support. Cabinet is to receive a submission to ensure that there is adequate funding for the operation of drop-in centers being constructed across the island. Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie says government support is necessary for the continued operation of the centers. 6 drop-in centers have already been established across the country, with other parishes to receive 1 each within a few months.
No drop-in facility that is constructed in this country will struggle to find funds to keep the doors open to offer service to those who are in need.
And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness will tomorrow address the 30th Intercessional meeting of the Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, in St. Kitts and Nevis. He left the country yesterday afternoon for the CARICOM meeting. While there, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and other regional heads will meet with a team from the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Mr. Holness will also hold bilateral talks with heads of government from Estonia. The discussions with the Estonian government will include the digital society and best practices from Estonia on the implementation of a national identification system. The Prime Minister will return on Thursday. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang is in charge of the government during his visit. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Five designs in the Houses of Parliament Design Competition are contending for the People's Choice Award. Visit the National Gallery, 12 Ocean Boulevard, downtown Kingston, to view the exhibitions, or online at orjaparliament.com. You may cast your votes by texting the code of your favorite design to 876-399-4774 or online at orjaparliament.com/vote/. Only 1 vote per person per day is accepted online and 5 texts per person for the voting period. Voting closes February 28 for the Houses of Parliament Design Competition People's Choice Award.
You have until this Thursday to get a first-hand look at the designs for the Houses of Parliament Architectural Design Competition inside the National Gallery in downtown Kingston. But not to worry, we'll be bringing you the designs of the 5 finalists, starting with Ubuntu.
It became official on May 12, 2017.
We are going to do it. We're going to build this parliament. And we're going to do it the right way.
This process includes a design competition engaging Jamaican architects to design the new Parliament building to be constructed in the National Heroes Park. The more than 200 entries received were shortlisted to 24, from which 5 finalists were selected. They are now contending for the position of producing the ultimate design. The teams had to build and present a functional prototype of their designs to a panel of 8 jurors, led by Chairman Mark Raymond.
We're going first, and so we're raising the bar real high. We're actually very confident in how we've put the building together. We've done our homework, and we're going to hit this one out of the park.
Ubuntu is an African philosophy. The word comes from the Bantu language, meaning humanity. It translates to I am because we are.
The building has 2 entries on either side. We decided to give the building spirit, and so we focused on making it Jamaican, and the building now will now tell the story of the Jamaican people. So these screens tell the story for our people. They're protecting the building, they're telling the story. They also help in the sustainable performance of the building in terms of reducing the solar gain on the building. In this particular building, we chose to use the configuration of a courtyard, so the building becomes two courtyards juxtaposed against each other to allow maximum light and ventilation on the inside, also reducing the energy and increasing the performance of the building. Now, we have two chambers, Senate and Parliament, and we've done them quite differently. These are images of the internal Parliament. Now, you're looking straight ahead at the speaker. We actually made it circular, and also we divided the circle into three equal sectors, allowing the speaker, the opposition and governance to actually view each other and speak to each other equally. The space which you're seeing now is actually a multi-purpose space. We actually envision exhibitions happening here, town hall meetings, and other events happening in this particular space. It's also naturally lit. This is just a spatial layout of the entire park. We have 4 zones. Zone 1 essentially is the public park. It helps to serve all the community, as is right now in terms of football, basketball, all those things. We decided to keep all of that but make a smaller area. Zone 2 is where the Parliament building is. And of course, Zone 3, we have the monuments and so on. Of course, we're thinking about creating different monuments and memorials. This is actually where we're envisioning our Maya Lins to actually put their sculptures and memorials. The 4th zone essentially also is public as well, where you have playground for the kids, you have a visitor center. This is where all the buses will come and to actually begin to enjoy the park. We have further need for public parking. What we have done is to create an underground parking garage on the other side. We decided to create retention ponds to actually store the water from the wells which are there, and actually to use that in terms of irrigation and so on for the entire park.
With this information, the jurors will deliberate and make their recommendation to decide on a winner.
We await their judgment, but we're not going to enter a race without the confidence of trying to win the race or think that we can win the race, and that's what we hope will be the outcome. We put in the work, so I feel quite good, and it's a solid project. It expresses what we intended it to express, and I think it conveys a message as well as the message of the people. It is an opportunity of several lifetimes, and that's why we entered. So it's not just what it means to me, it is what it means to the group, what it means to Jamaica, to have a building of this nature, to be designed by a local team, an all-local team.
The social and economic inclusion of persons with disabilities is a central focus of the Jamaican government. As such, $12 million has been set aside to support the work of the region's premier tertiary-level institution for persons with disabilities. Watch this next feature to see the school's work.
Lexley is preparing for another day at Jamaican Teas, where he works as assistant to the factory manager and the company's hazard analysis and critical control points coordinator. He is among the men and women who, despite their physical, mental or social limitations and impairments, are learning to create value and purpose with the skills they have acquired. His life has been changed significantly because of the services provided by the Abilities Foundation.
Life was sort of weird in many ways. A lot of wasting of time in terms of parties, but yet still wanted to achieve something, but the opportunity wasn't there.
It was through a group of concerned parents, stakeholders, that their children who were disabled, after graduating high school, they had nowhere else to go. And they raised a telethon to raise funds to establish a skills training center. And through that, Abilities Foundation was born in October 1992. Abilities Foundation is a unique institution. It's the only institution in the Caribbean and in Jamaica that caters to all disabilities.
The foundation was established to meet two primary objectives: increase the employability of persons with disabilities and teach good work ethics to young adults with disabilities to prepare them for integration into society.
The training program that I was engaged in is office administration. Being at the Abilities Foundation and being a person with disabilities, basically you are comfortable because you are amongst persons with disabilities and their understanding of conditions. I learned that there.
The courses offered through the Abilities Foundation seek to provide opportunities for full participation and equality. These programs open new skill areas and, whenever possible, are crafted within existing social, education, and labor trends. The foundation currently offers 5 training programs: housekeeping levels 1 and 2, furniture making, data operations levels 1 and 2, design and decor soft furnishing, horticulture and landscaping.
What we do is that we give them an in-house test. If they are capable of passing it at 70%, we send them up to do what you call an assessment. The assessment is done by outside persons from Heart, and they do the assessment and finish the program, certified through Heart. If they are not capable, then they will give them what you call a unit competency. That unit competency is a document or paper showing that they are capable of doing these units.
The foundation also provides a functional life skills curriculum which focuses on the students' transition to the workforce, as well as remedial English and mathematics, money awareness and management.
I assist them with preparation of their resumes, their cover letters, searching for different employment opportunities. One of my major functions is to provide them with placement sites so that they can get job experience.
For the past couple of years we have been with the NYS, and we recognize that after that's a summer program, but we recognize that after they are placed in the summer program, it's easier for us to go back to those places to get permanent placement for them because they see what they can do and not their disability.
The foundation has been able to extend its reach and service offerings through grant funding from the Japanese Policy Human Resources Development Grant Program. The grant was provided through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's Social and Economic Inclusion Project for persons with disabilities.
What this project endeavors to do is to build the capacity of the institution through professional development courses for the staff. A major component of this project is to assist the students with a training stipend, and it is targeted for those who are path beneficiaries. The project also provides them with a job placement officer and a job coach. So when we place them on jobs, we also give them a coach to mentor and help them throughout the process.
The foundation continues to open doors for persons with disabilities and equip them with the requisite skills and knowledge to become productive Jamaican citizens. The Abilities Foundation, creating opportunities for the exceptional.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security.
Up next, we highlight the dynamic duo of Tamara Brown and Alex Fraser, a mother and son team benefiting from the state's social inclusion policy. We caught up with them as they prepared for primary exit exams.
Meet Alex Fraser. He's a 10-year-old student of Dunrobin Primary School in Kingston. He's just like most other boys his age. He loves to play football, hang out with his friends, and play computer games. The only major difference, he cannot walk like most other boys his age. Alex was born with spina bifida, a condition where a baby's neural tube fails to develop normally, causing damage to the spinal cord and bones of the spine. Alex's mother, Tamara Brown, has 3 other children, all of whom have no birth defects. But from Alex's birth, Tamara was determined that he would be given the same opportunities.
I want Alex to have a good education. No matter if anything happened to me tomorrow, I want him to have a good education. Can't complain, the children, the teachers, love him a lot.
It's fun having Alex around, even though sometimes it's like he's not even there. He's so quiet, he's so obedient, and he gets along well with his peers.
Parenting a child with disabilities like Alex's takes extra special loving care.
I have to make sure, go to school, eat, because Alex is a very sick child. Alex has high blood pressure, he has a kidney problem, then have to take antibiotic every day, he have to take mineral oil every day.
It means Tamara has to be at school with Alex for the entire school day on many occasions, as there are times when he doesn't have an assigned special needs assistant.
We're always here for Alex's mom and for Alex. She has been a strong parent though, doesn't complain a lot, but we have been there in support, maybe for lunch or any advice that she needs. So she has been a great parent. Alex's mother, she never gives up. She really wants the best for her child, and she should be commended for actually fighting to get the best in life for Alex. And we're happy he's a part of us.
I would like to work with computer when I grow up.
Antonika Gunter-Gale, Director of the Early Stimulation Program in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, works closely with parents of children like Alex, especially in the early stages.
Parents, guardians, caregivers of children with disabilities face a number of issues. Financial, is one of them. When you take, for instance, sometimes a child with special needs go beyond the years of using diapers, they have to take soft food. So that means, the blending, the buying of certain food items, So there are a number of challenges. Medication, you think about appointments. The child needs to go to the hearing, specialist. The child needs to go to the audiology. The child needs to go to various appointments, and it does take cash, to care on the part of the parent for persons who don't understand that this is a child with special needs, and the child, act up in the public, screaming, shouting, hyperactive, a child with autism, very antisocial, not getting on like his peers. These things can really cause much stress to the parents of children with disabilities.
But you might ask, how can a regular parent afford all these expenses? And are there any existing support programs for parents of children with disabilities?
There are a number of support through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, under which this program falls, the Early Stimulation Program. A mother, guardian, who really cannot find the wherewithal to care, You have support in terms of intervention. You have financial assistance in terms of a rehabilitation grant that is offered through the ministry for parents or guardians of children with special needs. You have the Jamaica Council for persons with disabilities that also offer support and financial assistance for, starting up your own business, advice, and, that sort of a thing. So there are a number of areas. We have the PAT program that assists with adaptive aids, such as hearing aids, walkers, wheelchairs, medication.
For parents who, like Tamara Brown, are unable to maintain regular jobs as a result of having to be with their disabled children at home or school, the Early Stimulation program guides them to numerous entrepreneurship opportunities.
We have parents, for example, a simple thing as making soaps, different soaps, putting together, soaps that is tested and passed, approved through the Bureau of Standards, selling soaps. So we have mothers doing phone cards. We have parents doing their little craft at home, rearing chickens at home, doing eggs, So there are a number of areas while taking care of the child at home, the parent could do.
For more information, you may contact the Early Stimulation Program at 95 Hanover Street, Kingston. Call them at 922-5585. Children with special needs need extra special parents.
We are happy to report that Alex is now at Jamaica College pursuing his dreams. All the best to Alex, and continue to be an inspiration for so many.
Good day, ladies. We're going into communities to identify persons on the voters list over 40 years old who have died, so the EOJ can update their voters list.
Oh, Derek can't come off of the list now in the last year I'm dead.
Exactly.
From November 2018, the EOJ will be conducting a special exercise to remove the names of voters that have passed away from the voters list. You can help. Call the EOJ at 888-991-VOTE. For more information, visit our website at ecj.com.jm.
Today's offering has come to an end, but you're in luck. Visit jis.gov.jm or our YouTube channel for this and other magazine programs. You may also stay tuned by following us on Twitter, liking our Facebook page, and befriending us on Instagram. And if you're more inclined to write, drop us a line at Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.